Hey everybody, it's Scott O'Mato back for episode 20 of my Heat and Climate Let's Play. And guys, we're picking up right where we left off in the last episode so we can get this comparator circuit done here, alright? So we want to produce a new item from Heat and Climate, and that is the remote comparator lamp, alright? And so it requires a bismuth crystal, which I've already made. Basically, you take bismuth dust and boil or kiln and run it through a chemical reactor, and you'll get this bismuth crystal. And we'll be using a few of these, so we'll probably make some more. I've got 2 that I made. All right. So basically, we need to go ahead and get that going. Let's get our crafting up. And get this guy, click it in. It takes a redstone lamp to and a lever. All right. So that will allow us to monitor these circuits remotely. Let me eat real quick, guys. There's only a couple issues you have to be concerned about. All right. So first of all, this guy here will give a comparator output based on its fill state. All right. So let's pull everything out of it first. And I'll show you that when I have the comparator. So you right click it to assign it, shift right click, I think, yeah. And it'll tell you stored coordinates. All right, so now it's stored the coordinates of that. We're probably going to want to go like right here with this guy, because we need to be 1 away so that we don't trigger these. But you can see it's off right now because there's nothing in there. That's what you want. The comparator circuit to read nothing if there's nothing in there. Now, the only kind of gotcha is that you put this guy in, the sus hammer plate. It's part of its inventory. Then it triggers. All right, so that makes the comparator circuit a little bit more complex. And these don't have any durability, so I don't see any real reason for that. But anyway, that's how it's programmed. So that requires us to get a signal of 2 before we trigger something. All right, so if I get redstone dust out, and I don't have a lot, but if I get redstone dust and I come out of here, you can see that one's triggered. This one's not. So it triggers 1, but not 2. So if you put more items in here, and you could see it gathered this press cake. So we want to get rid of that press cake for this comparator circuit. So we're going to get a conveyor out and a storage drawer, which I have made right here. All right, so we're going to take the comparator, or the conveyor, I mean, and feed it from this guy like that, and then put a storage drawer on that, and it will pull out the press cake, our extra use, and put it into here. All right, so that's fine. Now, this circuit here, like I said, we got the comparator. If we come along here to get 2, and then we need to invert that, because when this guy is on, which means that there's items in there, all right, a certain number of items in there, then we want redstone triggered off. As I showed you this, I have this redstone circuit right now to where this is on, these are turned off. All right, so probably easier to show you than to talk about it. But let's put in a block here, a couple blocks. We'll need a block next to this guy because redstone's directional in 112. Obviously, at 116 they changed that. But if we run a line of redstone here, yeah, this should work. And we put in another block right here to invert the signal, and then we make a redstone torch. Oh, let's do that real quick. Get a stick, and make a redstone torch. Boom, and invert this signal, okay, with the torch. So when that is off, which means there's nothing on there, in here, there's nothing in here, then this circuit is off, and that controls the boiler turbine. This line of redstone here controls the boiler turbine block and the fuel gas stove. I don't know if I can get to it through the block. Let's see it from the angle here. Yeah, fuel gas burners off, and this it goes into this block, which will control the fluid fuel stove. So that turns everything off when there's nothing inside of it. And that's what we want. Now I could probably engineer a way to hide all this and all that, but it's not really that big of a deal for what we're doing right now. And I don't, need a repeater or anything. I could put a repeater and put it next to here and lose one space. This block would probably fit onto there. But yeah, if I put a repeater here, I could put it next to it. But I can't otherwise. Okay. Wait, I need another redstone dust there. I was like, hey, wait a minute. How's that torch triggering? Well, it's not. Yeah. Okay, so this needs to come back one if I'm going to have the comparator lamp there. Let's move the comparator lamp one closer. Yeah, it'll remember its coordinates. Yeah, let's move the comparator lamp one closer. Okay, here. Yeah. Now when this is 2, it'll invert that torch and all that. All right, so let's test it. Be sure that works correctly. So all we'll need to do then is put in some olives. Now this will drop down to 17 or to 27, all right? Because that's the comparator signal strength that it needs. So it'll always keep 27 in here. So you can see that it didn't trigger, all right? So let's get some more olives. That's what I've been running. I'm going to use baskets. I really don't like how this thing keeps its inventory and pulls everything out of the system. I'm not a fan of that. Shouldn't do that. Okay, so put more olives in here. All right, so now the circuit turns on. Everything turns on. So we've got torque. This guy should continually fill this. Now it doesn't do it like constantly. It only does it like when it needs an update. For some reason, like when this completely empties, then it'll pull from there. Okay, so we should be continuing to grow. Yeah, 47,500. So the faucet thing's working great now. This should continually keep fill. So this is the overflow. That's the overflow. And this fuel gas burner doesn't use much. And again, keep in mind that this guy here is drawing from when it runs out. Right now it's running seed oil. When it runs out of seed oil, it should pull from this tank. All right, so we ran all the way down to 26. I said 27, but it's actually 26. So this will always keep 26 inside of it, which is fine. It's not a problem. And then the press cake went here into the thing. So that's a pretty workable system. The main thing is that we're not wasting fuel. Now, again, I could probably consolidate this redstone a bit. Can't move it one closer if I have the torch. But I could technically... Now, see, I can't have the block there because if I'm feeding redstone into it, it's going to trigger this. So this is about as good right now. For that, I could probably, put this comparator here and get one smaller where it's all in the same footprint. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. That shouldn't cause any trouble. So yeah, if I put it right there, then it'll work the same. And now I have this ability to close this. Now I want to probably monitor this tank. Let's see, yeah, I can monitor the tank fine. All right, yeah, so that saved a block space. I still have this as a extension, but it's 2 above my head, so I'm not worried about it. All right, cool. So that gets us moving on that. Now I did add the Inductive Logistics mod to get us some more pipes. I haven't really played with that mod before, but the faucets just really aren't ideal, especially for moving liquids around. We're going to start dealing with fluids and stuff a lot. So this mod has item transport pipes, but they work like in a 3-stage process. So there's a injection pipe that puts it into the inventory. There's a transport that moves between them, and then there's some kind of source pipe. I'm not sure about that. An extraction that pulls it out of items. And then a destination, you could set it into tanks. It's got all these tanks and stuff. I don't know much about it, but it has all these item buffers and stuff. But it's a pretty small mod, and it doesn't really add world gen and stuff like that. So I did that instead of pressure pipes, because pressure pipes hasn't been updated in a long time. And this one seems to be updated. All right, so let me put up this press cake. I'll go ahead and put the rest of my olives in here, run those, and put the press cake in there. Okay, so the only thing we really have to worry about then, and if we do mass production, is this glycerin drops filling up. So we would need some kind of conveyor out of here, or a pipe or something. But you can't do it from the back, can't do it from the side. So, it's not good. So we could go through and use some of these comparator lamps and automate several of these with the same type system. All right, but let's move forward. So I wanted to show you these pipes. I'm going to go ahead and remove them. They're inexpensive, by the way. Like the fluid transport pipe is glass and iron bars. And the extraction one is a sticky piston, and the insertion one is a regular piston. So they're not expensive at all either. So that's good. I'm sure we'll put them to use. All right, and it didn't add much to the weight of the pack. All right, so let's look at making first of all, let's make this player transporter. All right, you got to make them in pairs, but they need the bismuth crystals and they need swirl. When we have swirl, we got those when we mine black ore, but we need this thermoelectric material. So we need bismuth crystals for that, and we need a strontium titate, titanium dust, blaze powder, celestite. How much blaze powder do I have? Any blaze? I got 3. All right, hopefully that's enough to get it done. We need a pair of them though, so let's see. Let's check that again. Strontium titate. Yeah, it requires just 1, and so yeah, we need a pair of them for that. All right, and celestite. Let's see how much of that I have. Celestite. All right, I have 3. 3 is the magic number today, guys. So let's get that out. 2 of those. Blaze powder. And then, of course, I can go through and produce all this stuff. And we are going to go to the nether in a very soon episode. Try to deal with that situation. Because it would be easier to get some of the stuff from the nether, obviously. All right. Now, let me look ahead, because I'd like to do these item accepting and sending panels, and we can do fluid ones too. So that's another course, more bismuth crystals. So that's 1 for that. Item accepting, that's 2. Fluid's going to be 1. Let's just say that's 4. This one is 6. So basically we need a total of 6 of these, 7 of them. Yeah, 7 of them. All right, so let's see how much bismuth dust I have. I think that's it right there. I may only have 2. So bismuth dust, basically you get from in the crusher running bismuthnite in there, or I think there was another. Okay, so bismuthnite, something. I have 9. So what did we say? We needed 7. I have 2. Where's this come from? This is a crafting. Blue ore. Crusher. Get it at a, small chance with blue ore. A pretty good chance with large blue ore. How are we doing on that? Blue ore. Large blue. Yeah, I got a lot. So I'll run some after we're done for that. All right, so let's just get out all we have, basically, I guess. That's fine. Just run it. I don't know if it has any other uses. Yeah, it'll make bismuth dust. So, that's really what it's for. All right, so let's run it in this guy over here. All of it should be running. Okay, we'll get whatever it gives us. So it looks like we got some celestite from that too. So we needed 7. I'll pull the ones out of the system that we have. So there's 6 already. All right, so there's plenty. So now we just need to run it through the reactor here. One thing I can do, let's see if I can, I've never tested to see if I could turn off a conveyor with a pipe, with a lever. Let's see if that works. So let's take, yeah, let's just get the 7 that we need. Okay, now this guy needs its fire started. Flint steel. And I want to move away from these fire stands, like pretty quick. That should do it, right? So I get hot being near them. All right. I don't know that it affects them. I don't know why they're popping around. But no. So basically the lever didn't turn off that. It will turn off the pipes, but not the conveyor. So there's 5. I wonder what's causing them to try to pop up. I think that's actually the conveyor that's throwing them. All right, so there's our 7. And then we have 8. All right. So I'm going to put out this fire so I don't continually get hot. And I moved that other one. I did it actually at the end of the last episode just because I was trying to work with this redstone. But I moved this back to get it out of the way so we don't get hot as easy from that. All right, so that gets that done. Now let's look at this guy here. So swirl again, but we need to make this guy. So strontium titate titanium dust in a chemical reactor with a diamond catalyst at UHT heat. All right. So UHT heat, we don't really have set up over here. Oh, well, we actually do. This one would be, if we turned all this on, then that would be UHT heat. Okay, good. Do believe. But we need, I don't know that I can do it in a simple, that's a simple reactor. Let's see. I doubt it. Yeah. Okay, so there's the problem with that, is we need to, easiest thing is to move this over to there, is just to swap those two for right now. Conveyor's moving me. Okay. And this should have quartz in it, I think. Okay. So we'll put the main chemical reactor here. And then we need to rotate it. Okay. Now, blaze, all right, so we need some titanium dust too. Blaze powder, titanium dust, and celestite, I think it was. Let's get some titanium. Don't have a lot, don't need a lot. Empty hand. This guy, and then a diamond catalyst. Diamond. All right. Up here, and now give it the heat. And that'll work. Okay. So strontium titate. It must be going somewhere. Yeah, into here. Yeah, I'm getting super hot from that. So one more. All right, there we go. So we got that produced. Cool. Okay, so let's turn this off to get the heat away and not waste the fuel. And I'll go ahead and put those back as they were. Sure it's rotated. Yeah, they're inconsistent in the placement of the blocks. You know, some blocks, that kept the quartz in it. Yeah, so they all hold their inventory. That fire's out. We also have, yeah, that citron under there. But yeah, see, they're inconsistent in how that they rotate when you place them. All right, nice. So let's look and see the swirl. I should have the thermoelectric materials, what we're making, and what kind of mold did we need? An alloy mold. We already have that. So bismuth, and then lead ingots. I'm sure I haven't made those. But lead. Yeah, let's look at lead and see what that's about. Lead dust comes from galena. All right, I'm sure we have galena. Yeah, quite a bit. I'll just run 16. Might get some new gems from that, maybe. Let's see, galena. Use in crusher. This. Now, gypsum and silver dust, in addition to lead dust. Okay, we just needed one lead ingot. Probably can't make it direct as ingots. There's 9. Let's see if I have to make it into a block. All right, looks like it's direct smelt. All right, that's fine. So turn this guy on. I don't hear it. Fire out. Oh, stupid fires. Oh, that does get really annoying. But in some ways it's helpful too, because again, I don't get burned constantly by it. But it is definitely a thing that you have to watch. Okay, there we go. One, it went out again. It must be raining. Annoying. Yep, it's raining. Okay, let's stop that rain. Why do I have jungle? Okay, bam. Let's see here. 5. And get rid of you. All right. Now the rain will stop and we can light our fires. Come on, baby, light my fire. All right. And it'll burn me. We just needed that one lead ingot though right there. Okay. Get hot here. Let's eat. Okay, cool. So let's go over to this guy. We already have an alloy mold. There should be one in there. All right. So this nickel, I think it was. No, it was just the alloy mold. It's the thermoelectric material. So alloy mold. What I'm not sure of is if I have to remake this or how that works. For sure, let's see. So let's put in a lead ingot. I might have to make a new mold for it. Yeah, see, output nickel catalyst. I don't know if there's a way to clear it. well, yeah, let's check that here in a second. So where'd my strontium go? Did I not pull it out of the reactor? It's not a... No. Did I use it in a craft? Guy, where's my strontium? In the chest over here, right? Yep. Okay. And this guy and one of these guys. Now let's see if I can reuse that. No. So I guess it writes to a recipe. And you have to end up making more of them. Not a big deal. But let's see. Plain alloy mold. It's catalyst, titanium catalyst. Gold. Right. It's confusing. What do we want? We want thermoelectric, alloy mold, thermoelectric material. This guy. Bismuth ingot. Tool steel ingot. All right. So each one has a recipe. That's interesting. Bismuth ingot. Hopefully it's not like a dust block. We made just enough. I should probably have some more. No, it's just a smelt. Did I make more? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's just get it all. Alright, we still running over here, guy. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm hot. I know. There. And then tool steel we should have. So let's get that thermoelectric material, tool steel, alloy mold. Alright, nice. Okay. So now we will use that guy. Yep. Got the materials. All right, thermoelectric material. Right there. Okay, so, but we need 2 of them. So we can just reuse the mold. Bismuth and a lead. Yeah, obviously if you're going to teleport, you have to have them in pairs. Okay, so now I should have swirl in the system already. What were we missing? Got the bismuth. Got the thermoelectric. I guess it's just not seeing the recipe right. Whatever. Yeah. Scared me there for a second, guy. Okay, so player transporter. Interesting item. It needs this cooling pack, though, unless we do it in our environment over here. Okay, so just for the time being, we'll go ahead and just do it in this cool environment. Okay, and that's another advantage. So if I place this down, doesn't really matter where, right there. All right, and then we'll go over to Extreme Hills over there. So let's see, I have to right click with a wrench. Yeah, to store that coordinate. All right, so now if we go, actually I could probably do that village. For the fun, it's probably cool in the taiga over there. Yeah, I know it is. Right, so let's have ourselves. It's still plains right there. Let's go to a place where we like teleport, like up here, where May not. I don't know if they can walk through. So yeah, it's cool here. This should work. Hit it with the wrench. Register coordinate. Yeah, when it turns blue, it works. So, boom. So we try and teleport right back over. And over here, takes a second. But I guess the further the distance, the longer it takes, because when I tested in creative, I was fairly close. It looks like it may be just loading areas. It doesn't use any energy or anything like that. So, cool. So now we have a little teleporter system. Again, it depends on things being cool. So these coolant packs for these items become really important. So that is a thing that we need to look at in the next episode to do nitric acid, ammonium. Well, not really. We can do it in this. We need to make nitric acid, ammonia to make that dust stuff. All right, and again, that's kind of a process because the nitric acid is sulfuric acid, right? And so the sulfuric acid is water and sulfur and niter. Let's be sure we have those items. We have sulfur, I know, but I need to make the dust from it. And then niter. Yeah. So I just need to run some of that as dust. All right. And yeah, it's a pretty multi-stage process. Sulfuric acid, water. Okay. So we just need a very little bit, I would say, but you still got to go through it. Then you also have to have ammonia, which is hydrogen, which is water, and alkali dust. We've been through this before. So we're going to have to set up for that. So probably I want to do a setup to handle these liquids. But as you can see, we're starting to run out of space in here. But I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. I'll probably try to do something. It depends on how much space. I don't want to use this space, but I can. But we'll figure it out. But basically, guys, we need to do that in the next episode. Get into the liquids, the acids, and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of the next level for us. In fact, talking about levels, let's see where we're at on this heat and climate. So I still need to make more jewelry, and I need more gems. 2 more gems remaining. 10 more mysterious items, apple tart, 2 more suits and coats, windmill works. Well, we did make a windmill. Interesting. I'm not sure why I didn't get that. Maybe you have to make them all or something. Then the scooter was a big thing, and there's a gun. We're not really far away from the scooter. The scooter's not that hard now that we've got it. The main thing is these tires, which require a carbon black and a synthetic drop. So cold tar drop, we got that. Yeah, that'll make that. That's no big deal. I think I saw other ways too. Then the synthetic drop is, again, fuel gas, ammonia. So once we make the ammonia, we could do that. So we may be able to do that in the next episode, potentially. Go ahead and get the scooter. But there's a whole new system with the microbes and stuff that hasn't been added in advancements. That is, a whole different level of the mod. So we'll get back into that in the next episode. But I wanted to go ahead and get some of these items produced. Because, again, we'll be using the fuel gas for, as you saw in some of the productions or whatever. And I did want to start the process of getting these item cinders and stuff like that with the bismuth crystals and all that. And the easiest one to demonstrate it first was the teleporting, because we didn't really need the coolant pack for that yet. But anyways, that's Scott O'Mato. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, guys, please let me know in the comments. Leave a like, leave some comments. It just takes a second, guys. If you take the time, 30 minutes out of your time or whatever to watch the video, then take 10 seconds out of your time to comment on it and leave a like. It only makes sense, right, guys? That way you don't waste your time. And I know I'm not wasting my time. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. This is Scott O'Mato. Bye-bye.